Lock it in and rip the knob off, people. How you doing? I'm Jon Reep. Sitting over here is John Heffron, and you're about to watch another all-new HEFFRON REEP Show. It is Thursday, October the 6th, 2022, and I hope you are ready for another Thursday night hour of power. What is HEFFRON REEP for the new people? I'm Jon Reep. That's John Heffron. Bam. 2 winners of Last Comic Standing. Journeyman, Road Dogs, lover of the 1980s. No politics, no pandemics, no Putins, just pure pleasure, possibly promo codes. That's about it. Let me talk to my promo bro over here. Half of the HEFFRON REEP Show, Mr. John Heffron. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. So I'm looking at you. I know you go to the gym all the time. I've been going all the time, but I don't look it. I don't like, How do you get this part not just to look old and like,
I think it's about the t-shirt design. I got lucky with this t-shirt. It kind of looks like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit more bulky up here. You're like more of a tall, lanky guy. I'm sort of like a ex-bulky guy. And now I'm slowly, if I stood up, you'd see the gut and you'd be like, oh, never mind. But I appreciate you saying that, buddy. I like that we're both wearing cool-ass sunglasses tonight.
Yeah, you always do. I can't see a thing in these. So if you have me read anything, I won't be able to. No, but I'm actually going to get contacts, my first contacts prescription. Is that what they're called? Next week, and I couldn't be more scared. I'm literally, it makes my stomach almost feel like I want to throw up, knowing that I'm gonna have to put contacts on.
Oh yeah, that's tough. I've never done that. I've never even put stage ones on, or for Halloween or anything. I couldn't imagine people. I don't even like putting eye drops in my eyes. Let alone contacts would freak me out. But some people,
when I do eye drops, I do it wrong. I don't put them right here. I literally put them about this high and let it drip, and it kind of hits the entire eye. I don't.
Oh my god! But what about the impact? That sounds like you're letting gravity work harder.
Yeah, it hurts. But then my wife's, I was like, just get contacts. It'll be easier for you on stage and yada yada. And then the next day, I got to hear from her. I lost my contact. It's somewhere in my eye. I think it's in the back of my brainstem. I think it's like I'm like, I'm not having that happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm not having that happen. I will.
Have you ever had when you go to the eye doctor, do they do have you had they're checking for I guess glaucoma or
that scary air thing,
like a stigmata or something, not stigmata.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a little bit of astigmatism.
Stigmatism.
Yeah,
stigmata is something totally different.
What is a stigmata?
I think that
stigmata is.
I think it's when someone makes a cut on their body that has to do with religion or something. I don't know, dude.
I'm gonna say Stigmata is a band, and they play really folky, drum heavy music.
Stigmata. How do you spell that? Stigmata. Hang on, I'm gonna Google this. Stigmata is a Christian mysticism, bloody marks or scars or pains corresponding to those crucified. Oh yeah, so I was right. It's like when they beat themselves. Or they just marked themselves. Now I'm going to type in band to see if, because if there's not, we got to get that. We're going to start that band. Oh yeah, it's a band from Russia. It's a Russian metalcore band based in St. Petersburg that formed in 2000. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So there we go. Hey, HEFFRON REEP, you'll learn stuff. Okay. We're also informational and educational. Can I do some tour dates real fast, John Heffron?
Sure.
I know you were just in Appleton, Wisconsin. I just did a corporate gig in Roanoke, Virginia. We'll talk about that in a minute. But next up for me, tomorrow night, I will be in Durham, North Carolina with Brent Blakeney. We're doing a show together at the Mystic Farm and Distillery. It's really just for Brent. I'm going to do some comedy. We want to record Brent for Brent. He's a good friend, and he asked us to do it. And so I'm going to come. Alan's going to come. We're going to shoot it. It's for like his YouTube channel. And so, and then October 29th, we were talking about doing a Halloween movie night. That's not going to happen anymore. Details later. April 15th, prom night, but that's a long way away. I really don't have much till then, John Heffron. What about you? What's going on?
I am next weekend in Spokane at Spokane Comedy Club in Washington.
Nice.
So that's October, right? And then there might be something there. And then I'm in November. I'm at the Comedy Castle, which sells out all the time. And then Denver Comedy Works. You can get all those dates if you just go to heffronandreep.com. If you haven't, though, do this. Go to my YouTube page. Go to YouTube/comedian Jon Heffron. I put out an album or a special, I guess you would call it, this week. I happen to have footage. I happen to have an hour footage of one of my last albums. And since all my albums are now off of Spotify in every place that you would hear them, I decided why not just put it up as is, as a full hour, as a kind of a law special. It's shot in a club. It doesn't have a big jib. We're not in a big arena. But I have noticed I don't read comments ever on YouTube stuff because they're literally always like, we hope you die soon. Right? You're horrible. The comments have been really, really good. Good. Because I'm really proud of it. It's a good special. I don't think anybody will see it. I think like 30,000 people saw it over the weekend. One of the TikTok videos got up to almost 1 million though.
What?
So, yeah. Have it like
recently?
Yeah.
One of your TikTok videos almost got to 1 million?
One of them did. Yeah, from that special. I don't even know how that. I didn't even know I had a TikTok page.
No, come on. Who's doing it?
Some guy. I have a guy doing it. Okay. Yeah, I don't even look.
That is amazing.
Yeah, TikTok to me is a little bit creepy. Like every time I look at it, it's some underage girl, and then some comic. You know what I mean? Like I think I'll pass on it, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, it kind of speaks more to what it is you're watching, because the algorithm adapts itself to what it is you watch longer than other videos. So if you're if you're scrolling and you're like, nope, and you see something that catches your eye and you watch it, then the algorithm goes, okay, well, he stopped on this kind of stuff. So the next video we're going to present to him will be something like that. So if that's all you see.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Heffron and Reep.
Subject change.
So in 2 weeks, I believe, or 3 weeks, doesn't really matter. I'm going to Nashville for a family event. And my stepson, I don't call them stepkids because they're all adults. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the adult son of my wife.
Yeah.
I just think
there should be a different name for that. You know?
Yeah, because the 28-year-old isn't gonna, right? She has a dad, and they call me stepdad is even weirder, right? Like they kind of call you, oh, that's my mom's husband. Right. There's no attachment. There's no, right? It must be hard if you have what do you call them, especially if you have a parent that's maybe married 4 times.
Right.
And now you're just, oh, this is my mom's husband number 4.
Right. This comedian that we both worked with, Luis, has a joke about that. His mom has got 4 different stepdads, and now she's on stepdad number 3. And he's like, I don't know what to call it. I'm tired of saying stepdads. And then he said something, you're not even my real stepdad. Instead of saying you're not even my real dad, he goes, you're not even my real stepdad. But yeah, so what was your point on all that you were talking about?
All that. So he invited me, and it's a very big deal for his birthday, to play Airsoft. And I've never played before. Have you played?
What is that?
You have guns that have BBs, and you run around, and it's like paintball. But I've watched nothing but YouTube videos, and it's just people getting crushed and getting crushed at a very high speed.
Wait, so it's actually like paintball, but instead of paintballs, they're using real BBs?
Use BBs.
Huh?
Yeah, use like
used ones.
Yeah, I don't know what the regulation. They're BBs that shoot pretty fast.
So I mean, you have to wear goggles.
You have to wear goggles,
helmets.
but then Eric told me just wear a hoodie and jeans. Don't be that guy who shows up in all camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to decide what guy I want to be if I roll up to this game for the first time to try to impress, Eric, the
How old is he
adult
again?
son. He's 19.
19. Well,
Like,
okay,
so
he
go
said
buy
don't be camo guy, right?
Or yeah, but do I go buy a bunch of really cool equipment and roll in and be that guy, but then get aced out like the first minute getting shot?
I think you should go like a tactical sniper assassin kind of dude, and you got more than one BB gun. You've got different ones. You got like a rifle BB gun. You've got a hand BB gun. You have a BB slingshot on your ankle.
Maybe I do the whole thing
armor.
yeah, that's what some guys are in. But what if I do it in like a John Wick suit?
Oh,
I show up there in in like a suit.
I like that. I
That
like
might be
that
the way
too.
to go, dude.
Yeah, John Wick of the Airsoft. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like fun. When is this coming up?
Couple weeks, and I'm trying to get in shape. I'm trying to do sprints because that's what it seems like the whole thing is. Is like people
Just
young
running
go.
around. I didn't even know this existed.
And then taking off. Yes, it's all the things the young kids do. You know what I mean?
I'm so out of it. It sounds fun.
So where were you this weekend?
I did a corporate gig to raise money for the American Cancer Society.
I'm anti-cancer.
I'm against cancer as well.
I'm against. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not for cancer.
Oh, yeah, I was just seeing if you.
But it sounds like
doing
the way they worded it,
party.
the American Cancer Society. This is like we get together and we
help
socialize
cancer.
because we love cancer so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this was the Cattle Baron, Roanoke, Virginia, Cattle Barons Ball is a bunch of rich people who own businesses in Roanoke and get together, and they all dress up like cowboys, and they put on this ball. They had a lady swinging from a trapeze. They had music. They had people. It was inside of an equestrian center, like a huge. It looked like an airport hangar, but just for horses. It was that big. It was a dirt floor. It was just dirt, and there was a stage, though. But they had all these little things set up. They had people dressed, painted in gold like cowboys that were like statues that would dance around and lasso. And
Right.
it was a weird gig. I only had to do 20 minutes. I drove 3 hours to get there, did 20 minutes, and then came home the next day. And got paid pretty good. And I threw your hat in the ring because I felt like this would be a gig that you could do as well. But they've never done comedy before. It's one of those events where they're like, "Listen, you're the first comedian we had." I'm like, okay, well, let me tell you what we need here. Let me tell you what it needed, because this is not gonna. The band has already set up all their stage, all their equipment, all their microphones are up there. And so I go up there, and at some point I had to take the mic out and put my mic in. And then do a thing, and you could tell people like, oh, what do we, 'cause the band don't like it when you touch their stuff, but it was good. It was random. It was fun, and I don't have another one till tomorrow in Durham. But how was your Appleton, Wisconsin? That's what I want to know, because I haven't been to the Skyline Comedy Club in a long time.
It felt good. It felt like you're at like a real club. They didn't serve food. They had bagel bites or some type of pretzel bites. And clubs, we talked about this. Clubs that don't serve food are better clubs than serve food because there's not as much, distraction.
Yeah.
My first shows were jammed. That felt good. I would like, if anybody's listening to me, I know none of my managers are listening to this podcast. I know none of my agents listen to my podcast. I know my wife probably doesn't listen to this podcast. You know, my business manager probably doesn't listen to this.
So it frees you up to say anything you want.
But I really want to say this. I have nothing to say to a 10:30 show. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I in no way, shape, and form do I think like them. Do I want to be them? Do I relate to them? So I will say it again. We need to start doing a 4 and a 7 and call it a day.
Right. Yep.
And it would have been the most perfect shows. Because all the other shows were awesome. It is just those late night ones. You're like, why? We're doing a 10:30 show?
Yeah, 10:30
starting at 10:45. Doesn't it? Like, I remember when I moved to Chicago or even LA, I don't even think I started calling around friends until 11.
Yeah,
just
right.
to see where you guys were, where people were going.
Yeah, you wouldn't even worry about what you're going to do that night until about 9:30.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing tonight? I don't know. It's only 7. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. So I just think there's a group of comics. I've always said the joke, but I think there's a group of comics that fall in that perfect 40 to 50 to 60-year-old. You can't forget about those people.
Yeah.
A lot of comedy clubs are by just booking the Instagram, YouTube people.
Yep.
Who suck, and they're gonna get people's money once, and then they're never coming back to that club. Mm-hmm. So, pander to Gen X and baby boomers still. Program for them. Have an earlier show, so they don't got to deal with hooligans at 10:30, and we can all be done. And yeah.
And those people, by the way, have money. And those people, because they've been around longer, they've had more chance to make money, so they just have more, and then they'll tip better, and they're less prone to get in fights and just be a jackass, So it's a win all the way around. I like this idea. I don't like 10:30 is too late. Like, the latest it should start is 9:30. You should have a 7 and a 9:30 if you're going to do 2 shows. It shouldn't be a 10:30 start. That's crazy.
And a Saturday, you should have a 6 and an 8, man.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. And then give that late night show to all the local guys. Go, you guys have a Saturday late night show. Call whatever the fuck you want. Make some money at the door. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was great working with the comics that I worked with this weekend. Of course. One of them's name's DJ. I'm going to forget their full names. Yeah. But they were talking about being comics and doing these bar shows, and hey, you should perform at this place in Michigan. It's kind of like a bar, but it's really cool. And you get paid $75 to headline, or one guy pays $150. Right, so they have no perception of anything, and then they're moving in with their new girlfriends, and one guy just bought a condo with his girlfriend, and he's gonna try to figure out how to make it as a comic. And they were asking me so many questions about all of that, right? And I had to look at both of them and go, dude, I'm in the same fucking position as you. I have 35 years on you, but I don't have an album out anywhere.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a special. I can't fill a 10:30 show.
Right.
My numbers have coming down. Yeah. I just moved into a house with somebody new.
Yep.
I'm the same dude as you.
Like, what do you want from me?
I probably do less finger up the butt jokes. I could probably do more set that's a little less clean, a little cleaner.
Yeah, I like it when they go, hey, man, if you ever need an opener, next time you're in town, if you ever need an opener, I'd like to, I'd love to open for you. And I want to say, that's fine, but there's nothing in it for you. I mean, I don't understand what's the appealing about it. I'm not paying you any extra because I can't afford it. I don't want to. I don't need it. I'm not going to help. I'm not going to ask you to carry my bag around and set my merch table up. So you're not going to make any extra money there. I mean, all you're going to get is maybe a little extra stage time, and now you're going to make me be your agent. You're going to make me call the club and go, yeah, I'm bringing a guy. Oh, I thought you weren't bringing a guy.
Right during Last Comic Standing, when I won it, I paid for all my features airfare. So if you open for me, I bought your plane ticket, and then
That's nice.
And then I would give you whatever the club was giving you.
You would double it? I mean, I
would double it.
That's
so. It wasn't great, but it's kind of like all I could do, you know what I mean, at the time. And then these guys started telling me about guys we know that do arenas.
Yeah.
So just think for a second. Just think about comics that do arenas right now or very large theaters. And they all have opening acts. So if you're thinking of, you don't even have to say a name. Think of a comic that is performing at an arena, and what do you think his walkout is for that arena?
Do you want me to say a number?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For an arena?
For arena, like I've never done arena, so I wouldn't even
150, 100 grand? I don't know.
100 grand, 203 probably.
Yeah. Right. One
maybe
show.
Even four. Like, yeah, arena. One show, like maybe even 400,000. We could, be novice. So let's say the guy's making $300,000 for an arena show, which I think is way too less. Like I know somebody who was trying to get Rogan, and he told me the price, so our money's way off. But what that guy who was either making anywhere from 100,000 to 600,000 pays his openers $500.
Oh. There you go. Well, it's the same job, same amount of time, just a bigger audience, so maybe the stakes are higher there. I'm cool with that. What, you're supposed to give them 100 grand? You're supposed to give them 15 grand? Listen, they've not earned 15 grand for a 10-minute spot. That's crazy. I wouldn't do that. 500's fine.
I'd spread the wealth.
Yeah, you
give them. I'd give them because they're going to be with me the entire tour. That means they're not working clubs.
If that's what it is, if you're locking them down for a whole,
they're not working clubs. They kind of don't get to do their own thing. I'd give them a couple grand a show. Why not? You're only going to make that money that one time.
No, I didn't know we were doing we're doing a tour. Tour's different, one off. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but then now let's do the opposite of that. You got a guy like me or you. We're going through Toledo, Ohio, and we're doing one show because the other three got canceled. Okay. And we brought a guy.
And he told you that night too, by the way.
They told you that night.
Yeah.
And there's 23 people in the crowd. Half of them got in for free. And how much are you supposed to pay your guy then?
Oh, the club's taking care of that guy.
Right. Sorry, buddy.
And the club's probably telling him you're not getting paid at all.
Yeah.
But you know what those guys make? If you ever go to, if you're listening, and you ever go to a comedy club, which I think you should. I think comedy clubs are seeing a comic at an arena, I couldn't think of anything less that would suck. You're not getting the experience at all.
Yeah.
You're just being around a lot of people that like the same person. But I would never see a comic at an arena. The sound is going to be so bad. You're looking up at them at a jumbotron. Now, this isn't being jealous. I would do arenas in 4 seconds. Yeah. I'd rather go to a theater than an arena to see a comic.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, comedy is a delicate, intimate thing. And if there's too many people, then there's just, the urge to talk and be loud. And you need it like a good, honestly, perfect size crowd, any theater. I'm going to say 1,500 people at most.
Yeah, that's fine.
There. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need any more than that. You need cameras, but that's it. All right, subject change, John Heffron.
Heffron and Reep. Subject change.
I want people to know.
MCs get paid, by the way?
What's that?
You know what MCs get paid for a weekend at a comedy club?
$15 a show, $30.
Yeah, $25.
25.
He had to deal with some drunk lady turning off her phone, and she came and she talked to him for a half hour after the show about how she wrecked the night and they didn't know when to laugh and stuff like that. And I was just in the green room and I walked out to him and went, you don't even make enough money to this lady for 15 minutes.
No.
Walk away. It's not your problem. It's the club's problem. Just walk
That's
away.
right. He probably just didn't know that, though. Yeah, $25 is not worth it.
Heffron and Reep. Subject change.
I want people to know we are reading your comments. And so I'm going to read some from last week. Shane Flint, he said, I agree with naming the tour. Sounds as good as the World Podcasting Federation. So maybe we should call it the World Podcasting Federation Comedy Tour. I think we talked about that last week. Naming me, you, Reno. We're going to try and do some shows together. Eventually, we'll get the whole Gen X tour going. The League of Extraordinary Comedians. That's on the way. Thank you for the comment, Shane Flint. Martin Hall. He said, wait, someone stole from Vanilla Ice the song he stole from Queen and Bowie? Yeah, we were talking last week about how Suge Knight grabbed Vanilla Ice and basically stole something from him, and yet he's pointing out, didn't Vanilla steal it from Queen and Bowie? Yes and no. If you ever hear Vanilla Ice's thoughts on that, I think I saw a VH1 thing where he says, no, the Queen song was dun 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 dun. Mine was dun 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 that. So that was his low poll. But I don't think that held up in court. Lisa M. Garcia, she says, hey, I just got here. Did John have cataract surgery? Me, Jon. No, I did not. I have, I've been noticing a lot of people wear these glasses again. Like, this is coming back. This style right here. Now, it looks like ski goggles to me. But my friend Rick Boscarino gave me these a long time ago, and I thought they were so outrageously stupid I would never wear them. They're Ferraris. Little Ferrari here. I think you got them. And but now I'm noticing a lot of people. It looks like something you would wear after an eye surgery. Totally. It is very dark. But no, I'm fine. No stigmatas, no cataracts, no glaucoma. I think I have 20/20. No, I don't. Actually, I have to use reading glasses now from time to time. I don't like that. And I will notice over time, because I look at my computer screen a lot. When I look away from it, everything's blurry, and I have to do that for a minute to get it back. But I'm good. One more, Crystal Wheeler. She said, hey, Ferret is getting his meds now. Now, what she's talking about there, John, I did a show in D.C. at the Comedy Loft, and a lady's phone went off on the front row, and it was an alarm. Not a cell phone ring. It was, you could tell that she had set her alarm to go off at this time.
Right.
And when that happens, it's not the first time it's happened, but do you have a go-to sort of thing that you do based on different cell phone
rings?
Noises? Rings, if it's an alarm, is it an alert? Is it a text? Is it a ring? Do you have different things that you go to? Yeah.
No, I just kind of let it go with whatever happens.
Yeah.
Or I try this move. I act like I don't hear it, so I don't have to engage and be a call.
Yeah, it depends on when it goes off for me. If it's in the middle of two jokes, then I can deal with it. But if I'm in the middle of one, I'm like, well, let me just finish it. But yes, this lady's phone went off. It was an alarm, and I've been noticing the alarms going off more and more. And I think it's, birth control pills. Girls will set their alarm for birth, that. And then you have my mom sets her alarm for, she has glaucoma drops that she has to take. So hers goes off all the time. And I asked this lady, I said, okay, your alarm went off. It's got to be something important. You set the alarm to go off at this time. What is it? I don't want you to skip, if it's an emergency thing, let's go ahead and deal with it. What is it? And she goes, oh no, I have to feed my ferret. I'm like, oh, you left your ferret at home to come here. How many? And I said, how many animals? Because you don't just have a ferret. Right?
No. Yeah, you got a lot. You have iguana. you got a turtle in there. There's a cat with one eye.
Right. So as soon as I heard ferret, my brain was like, all right, I went off on the smell. I went off on how they just hide all the time. And I said, how many animals do you own? And she said, I have 2 cats, 2 dogs, and 2 ferrets, and a parrot. So you were right. I was like, wow. So this lady, Crystal Wheeler. Hey, Crystal. Glad you're watching, and glad you came to the show.
I remember I went on a date with a girl back in the 80s. It's almost like not first datey, but like first time venturing out to pick up a girl for the first time that you didn't go to high school with, all that many, many, many moons ago. And I just remember getting to her apartment and she had a roommate and I was nervous and, I don't even know her name or what she looks like, but I'm like, is she ready? And then this iguana comes walking on like the couch. It just takes a big white shit like all over the back of the thing. And the whole time I'm like, how gross is this fucking place?
Yeah.
Like how,
Did you knew right then and there that this date wasn't really?
I was done. I pretended I called movie phone and I said that the movie was canceled. Because she hadn't been out yet. So during this whole time, I'm just sitting there talking to her roommate. I go, hey, the movie's canceled.
Wow.
And I have a chance I can get back to work if I go now. Is she coming out? And she's like, I don't know. So I don't even know if she's ever coming out. Like, I don't know.
Did you leave before she came out?
I left before she came out.
Good for you.
I did that one other time.
Don't do that to people unless you know them for a long time. You can't just... I hate that. I hate going to someone's house and waiting in their living room for them to come out. And I'm going to sit with a stranger?
Yeah, I went to the movies with a girl. Mm-hmm. And the whole time at the movie, she was telling me about the guy she was going to go out with after I dropped her off from the movies.
Oh, my God.
Right. So I don't remember the circumstances, but he's like, he just graduated from U of M. He drives this car. He's probably going to be the sales guy. I think we're going, where should we go eat? Where would be like a cool place? And I'm seeing like the 3:00 movie with her. And literally it went on the entire date. So I go, hey, I'm going to go get some popcorn. Do you want anything? And she's like, no, I'm good. And I think there were cell phones back then. And I think she was texting the guy. And I just walked out and just left. I just
got
left
in your car and drove away. Good for you.
Yeah. No Uber, nothing. So I don't even know how. The guy probably came and got her. Yeah. Left her.
Well, good. That's
left
what
her
she
at the
deserves.
movie theater.
You don't do that. That's hilarious. I wish you could find this person and get her on the show and ask her what she remembers from that.
$1 million. I wouldn't be able to tell you what you look like.
What if, let me ask you this. You and I have been dealing with microphones for 30 some years. Mm-hmm. COVID happened, and then you'd go to a comedy club, and they had these little, different little things on top of the microphones for protection. Like a little net. There's like it was like a mask. Yeah. Let me see that. Okay. What can you don't want to open it, do you? You don't want to waste it. I want to see. I can't tell what it looks like when it's still in the package, but so they make things for microphones for sanitary reasons. Yeah. Okay, but that's sort of like, is it foamy? Yeah, is it meshy? Is it?
It's like a thing you'd wear on the top of your hair if you were cooking.
Right. It's like a hairnet. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. If you had to go cover a hurricane and you knew it was going to rain a lot, would you bring that thing? Because that's not waterproof, right?
This one isn't, no.
Right. What's the best thing you could use? Condom. Did you see this lady? There was a weather reporter. Did you see this?
Use a condom?
Oh, the Alan Jackson. I want to show. Yeah, this lady. This I don't know what new. I think it's NBC reporter down there covering the news. Kyla Gaylor. I don't know. I didn't really see the whole thing, but she put a condom on her microphone. Now, I don't know if it's genius or if it's if it says anything about her. Did she just have condoms already and thought like last minute I'm gonna use this for the microphone instead of having sex later tonight with a stranger in Florida somewhere? But I thought like maybe this is genius, or I think what gave it away was the reservoir tip. You know, had she got a condom? I think you can buy a condom. It's been a long time, but I think you can buy condoms that don't have the reservoir tip.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Can you see this?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? Is this a genius move or is this sort of like distracting? You know, it's waterproof.
I don't know. You know what? Those news vans, I think a lot of stuff happened inside of a news van.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You have the reporter, you have the camera guy. I'm sure some on-site love attractions happen in between B-rolls. So
yeah,
somebody either had to have that on them, maybe some smart, or they had to go to like a 7-Eleven and buy condoms.
Yeah. So you don't think she thought ahead, like, okay, I'm going down there to cover a hurricane. Let me go ahead and stock up on condoms. It was more like, holy crap, this microphone's going to get wet and no one's going to be able to hear me.
Well, my bigger question is it rib her pleasure?
Oh, yeah.
And is it have a little lube on it? So when she put it on,
yeah,
was it kind of already sticky?
If it's lube, that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to keep the mic dry, unless it's on the other. Well, she did it backwards. And is it a Magnum? Did she go all the way down? You need. I'd like to know where the placement of her hand is. I'd like to see how far down she went.
How far down it went?
Did she get it all the way down? You want to cover the base as well because that's where the cord plugs in. You know, that's important as well. So I don't know. I feel like, and maybe it works, but in my brain, because it's waterproof, it is also soundproof. You know,
that was my biggest thing I was trying to figure out. There's no way. Can you talk to a condom? You know what I mean? Like, I guess
that's the name of this episode. Can you talk through a condom?
Can you talk through a condom?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was looking for right
there. Do you have condoms there? Are you going to try it?
Yeah, that would have been funny if I would have had microphone condoms. That just, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe
it looks like it works. It looks like a very big condom.
Hey, Theo Jackson, can you scroll down a little bit? I think there's a close up of it too. If you scroll down some, there's another picture on this website where it looks like. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Oh, see, now she's secured the bottom with rubber bands. She's got a nice soft grip on it. I like that. She's not squeezing it too hard at the base. But yeah, the reservoir tip is what gave it away. Had she bought a condom that didn't have the reservoir tip, most people would have thought, well, maybe it's some sort of balloon. And yeah, by the way, why didn't you get a balloon? Wouldn't a balloon work?
Yeah.
Maybe it says a lot about her.
You know, unless you're not taking a lot of zinc, that reservoir tip's not really gonna. I see some overflow happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to try this at a comedy club on stage. You know, work it into the act somehow. Like maybe you follow a comedian that's really nasty, and then you go up there and you just like, I just feel gross, you guys. I'm just to protect myself and then put the condom on the microphone. You know, it could be a good diss. I want to do this too, John. You know how it's all about dropping the mic now. Like if you make a point, you know, mic drop. And I believe Chris Rock was the first one to do it, right? I mean, didn't that come from him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to develop in my next special, but I need someone to invent this. I need the yo-yo technology to work for the microphone. So what I'm saying is, you know the fake yo-yos for people who couldn't actually do a good yo-yo, where they had the fake one?
They were called the yo balls.
Yes. Okay, so I need that technology somehow hooked up into a microphone. And I put the string ring on my finger. The whole time I'm doing comedy, you never notice that this might be a yo-yo, right? And I've got it attached to my finger. And at the end of the night, I'm like, I'm Jon Reep, I'm out of here. And I throw the mic, and it comes right back up. I'm like a psych.
Dude, you should do that. No, that could be easily made, I think. It's just the yo ball technology.
Yo ball technology.
Buy the yo ball, break it down, and put it in a mic. It's easy.
Look, someone watching this right now, leave it in the comment section. If you want to make this, I'll give you full credit for it, okay? Hit us up in the comment section. And, go to Heffron and Reep from time to time. We have a Patreon support page, and, we could use your help. Brenda Sachs, Steve Dean, Joey Ellis, Shane Flint, Bob Haynes, Rink Safford III. Those are some of our Patreon supporters. You could be one, and you get a shout out too. You want to go over one quick one real quick? I know we should wrap this up because we're almost at 45. We're trying to keep these shows at 45 these days. Short and sweet. Power. Quick. Efficiency. Brevity is the soul of wit, and that is what we're trying to do. Right, John?
That's exactly it. So after this short podcast, make sure you go to YouTube/comedian Jon Heffron and watch special.
Yes.
People like it. I won't
can't wait
even
to
mention
check it out.
the new children's book that came out this week. I'm not even going to mention it this week. I'm
You're
waiting
not
until
allowed
next
to.
week.
I'm not going to mention the fact that I might have more endeavors with barbecue sauce. There's already a hot sauce, but now I'm in talks with another barbecue sauce person.
That's the way you got to get your side
Could be a
hustle.
big deal. You know how,
Gotta get your side
John,
hustle.
you know how Jimmy Dean, when I say Jimmy Dean, what do you think of?
The sausage guy, the
Right.
restaurant place.
Do you know what he did before that?
I know he was a country singer.
Yeah. But you know what just came to your mind? Sausage, not country music.
Right.
One of these days when you hear Jon Reep, you're going to think, oh, the barbecue sauce guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not the comedian.
I like it.
I want to tease the crowd with one more story. And then next week, we need to start the show talking about this. All right. So now you have a week to think about it, John. Okay. And we're doing a cruise, by the way. Don't forget, November 2023, the Sea Amigos cruise. It's me, John Heffron, my buddy Reno Collier, and we're all doing stand-up comedy, karaoke, podcast, and meeting and greeting. We're going to Royal Caribbean's biggest ship. It's next year, November 7 through 11, I believe. Something like that. But get on, book a cabin. This story happened on a cruise ship. A white comedian fired after he allegedly used the N-word performing on a Carnival Cruise, and it got exposed on social media. So, John, you have 1 week to come up with some thoughts for this story. I will make a promise to you guys right now. I will not be using the N-word on my cruise or ever on stage. I like to keep working, please, and it's hateful. Jon Heffron, can you make this vow with me that you will not be using the N-word on the Sea Amigos cruise?
It's a year away. I think I have enough time to make sure it's out of my vocabulary.
Very good. Well, we'll talk about this one next week. I don't know who the comedian is. I mean, we got the story right here. I don't know him, but apparently he's done some stuff on TV. And he got fired. So I don't know the whole story. We'll get into it next week. I'm Jon Reep, and over here, that's Jon Heffron. You have been watching the Heffron and Reep Show, and we would love it if you would share this, rate us, give us an Apple Podcast review. We need new ones. And you just keep on Jon Heffron and Reeping on. That's what I got to say. How do we end it, John?
With just some music and then we wave.
Okay.
I think that's how we should do it.
All right. The Alan Jackson, whatever. Bicycle.